Good morning. Welcome to the Thursday, May 15th open session for Carroll County Commissioners. And as we always prefer to do, we'll start with Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence. I think we start with Commissioner Guerin today.
Okay, all right, thank you. Good morning, Carroll County. Just a brief comments. I want to thank everybody for coming out to the Winfield Community Volunteer Fire Company last night for my meeting with Winfield and Woodbine residents to discuss the proposed Shamrock Horse Training Facility. We had a really good turnout. Almost 130 folks were there. We had some great questions. We had some great dialogues. I want to thank the executive director of the Maryland Thoroughbred Horsemen Association, David Richardson, for being there as well to give his perspective on how horse training facilities operate and what people might be able to expect, and also provide people with information on how the Pimlico construction and the plans there tie in to this proposed facility. As I mentioned, we had some great comments and questions. Whether you're in favor of this facility or not, or you're not really sure if you oppose it or not, there is definitely a lot of work to be done. The sale, of my understanding, as of yesterday, a couple days ago, hadn't even been complete yet. And I can only assume that Maryland did its due diligence when taking a look at the property. They certainly got it for a great deal. So can't blame them for buying it. But as raised during the meeting, there are a lot of concerns, and there will be a lot of work to do. Water and sewer, traffic and roads, power is actually an issue in the area, and just the aesthetics and things that people are concerned with whenever there's some construction. So again, I want to thank everybody for being there last night and providing information so I can continue to reach out to everybody. No meetings are planned right now until we get more information, but I can assure everybody now, as I did last night, that you will be hearing from me, and this will be the first of many meetings and dialogues to figure out what's going on there and how it best fits into our community there, and in the best way to affect the most positive outcome possible for the people that live in the area. So thanks. That's all for me.
Good morning. Just wanted to mention a couple things real briefly. First and foremost, wanted to recognize the Carroll County Public Library for receiving an award for the mock trial camp. Obviously, the state and everyone around us is taking notice of some of the wonderful things we do in Carroll County, and our mock trial camp is something that is of significant interest not only to us as a community, but also the kids that want to participate. So congratulations on the award. Secondly, wanted to mention that this is National Police Week. Want to thank all of our individuals in law enforcement for all that they do and all that they do that we're not aware of. I know sometimes people have a tendency to assume that they know everything that goes on, but it's why people have the ability to sleep at night, is you don't know some of the things that go on, and it's wonderful that we have our law enforcement looking out for us. Also wanted to mention briefly, yesterday myself, Commissioner Kyler, and Commissioner Rothstein attended the Carroll County Drug Treatment Court graduation. Always a good event to attend. Good to see members of our community working and getting through some of the challenges they've had in life, and the community and law enforcement and the court systems support them. So always a good event to turn out to. And then last night, Commissioner Rothstein, Commissioner Kyler, and I also attended the Westminster High School FFA banquet. Great opportunity to interact and listen to the awards and some of the events that they've all been hosting in the past year. So just another great example of what we do well in Carroll County. And then, real briefly, wanted to mention the upcoming 2025 Fire Department Carnival schedule, which they're starting on May 20th in New Windsor. So be sure to come out and support our volunteer fire department companies, as we always do. And last but not least, I did want to bring up one thing I was just made aware of briefly recently this morning. Wanted to mention the sad passing of Harry Conover, who was a longtime volunteer and staunch supporter of our farm museum and Carroll County agriculture as a whole. Carroll County agriculture as a whole. He recently just passed away. Had a huge knowledge in regarding to all things agriculture, but specifically on canneries, and he will be sorely missed. And that's all for me. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Commissioner. I'll be pretty brief today, too, as well. So first, I had the pleasure of attending the Farm Museum Advisory Board meeting along with its new members. I pass along our gratitude to them for their part in making the Veterans Celebration possible. And it's awesome to see how engaged the new members of that board already are for the future of the Farm Museum. As it stands with our budget right now, I shared with the Farm Board that the funding has been projected to be restored to the heart of the Civil War heritage area. And I encourage the Farm Museum Board to look for projects that would benefit from grants from that organization, and they're certainly going to do so. Second, in discussion with the overall budget process, for me, it's, and I'm sure for my colleagues up here, troubling to learn that the state of Maryland has lost its AAA credit rating from Moody's, rating which it has held since 1973. Downgraded ratings for governments are critical, because they can make things like bonding more difficult and can lead to higher interest rates. And this affects things such as school construction and infrastructure projects. And in turn, the diminished financial position of the state of Maryland is invariably going to be affecting us locally. It should be remembered that one of the ways the state managed its own budget in the current year was to divest itself of some of its own expenses by forcing the counties to pick up the tab. This means that counties had less money to devote to contending priorities that we ourselves find important. And while our county's credit position is strong, the coming years are going to be more difficult for us fiscally, and we're going to have to continue to make difficult decisions because having a strong credit rating is going to be consequential to us as we get into more difficult years. And last but not least, I want to say congratulations to everybody who was elected or re-elected in the latest round of municipal elections. I know that I and my friends up here are very much looking forward to working with the mayors and council members that voters have returned or elected to office. And that's all for me this morning. Thank you.
Commissioner Rothstein?
That was really well said, Commissioner Vigliotti.
Well, thank you.
Let me just go a little backwards from, dovetailing. Congratulations to all those that had been elected, those that had not been elected. It is my thoughts and, hopes in this case that they stay engaged in their community. We need more community engagement, whether you're in an elected position or not. There's lots of opportunities to volunteer into positions, to advocate for, different activities in your communities. Where the rubber meets the road is at the local elections. And I'm a true believer, the lower empowerment, the better. So really well said. And also about the bond rating. What I like, what you shared is to understand the impact that this is going to have. There are some thoughts on what the impact may be. We have a lot still to work on to figure out what that impact is. But it was really, again, well said in the lowering of the AAA bond to a AA1, and we'll see where that goes.
And actually, Commissioner, I apologize. I forgot to mention, too, that there's the rumor that the Assembly is going to go back into session this autumn. And if that's the case and they alter their budget at all, that will also affect us as well. So even though I think we're at the precipice of being completed with our budget, if the state alters anything this autumn, that's going to throw us sideways a bit, too.
So that kind of feeds into another comment. And, I will share what Commissioner Kyler and I were doing on Monday evening and where we were. However, while we were there, we did see Senator Beidel, Pam Beidel, and she is a senator. I think she's the head of like the economic subcommittee, whatever committee. I always mess that up, but she did share that the potential of going into a special session, and she's kind of primed and ready. Not looking forward to it, but yes, there's a lot of questions that need to be answered regarding the budget and our paths forward. But I appreciated meeting with her, and where we were was at the 150th post position draw for the upcoming Preakness. And, 7:01 on Saturday, the Preakness goes off, and it'll be exciting, although the Derby winner's not there, so there's no Triple Crown winner. It's still going to be an exciting event. The draw, basically out of a hat, we're standing next to the trainers and owners of these horses, and it was pretty exciting to be next to somebody like Bob Baffert, who's a well-known name regarding the horse industry. And understanding the impact that Pimlico has and the Preakness is just awesome. I mean, this is the 150th race. It'll be the last race in the Pimlico as we know it today. They will renovate and make it into this incredibly beautiful, facility for the racing industry. And in the meantime, they will move the race to Laurel for a year, 2 years. We'll see how government works in making all this happen. But at the same time is just to dovetail on where Commissioner Guerin was going with Shamrock Farms. Another great opportunity, $100 million investment from the state into this county for a class, a national level training facility. The gentleman who is building it has built one other, and the intent is that this is going to be more beautiful than that one. Just a lot of activity around that where our county staff is working with the state on the logistics and all the things moving forward, but this is just a win-win-win for Maryland Thoroughbreds, for the racing community, for Carroll County, and Maryland as a whole. We were invited by MEDCO, which is the Maryland Economic Development Corporation, Tom Sadowski, and MTROA is an entity that's folding, and so now you got the funding mechanism, you got the Stadium Authority who's responsible for this, and then you got the Jockey Club, which is over at Laurel, who's going to house the activity. So they're putting the pieces in place. The governor's very excited about all of this. While Commissioner Kyler and I were at the Public Works the other day to advocate for this training facility at Shamrock, it was really cool because the three, the comptroller, governor, and treasurer, were positive about the movements forward. There were questions, who's going to be in charge from the comptroller, but it was understood, and she actually abstained from the discussion with Shamrock. And then the treasurer was questioning whether, is this really going to make thoroughbred racing where we want to go? And there was just a lot of excitement in the room from all the leaders. So, yeah, it's exciting. That's what I got today, so thanks.
Thank you, guys. I want to start out with Man Valley girls lacrosse, and they are now the 2A West Region champions. They beat Century 16-1. They won the state quarterfinals against Hereford 20-2. They play tomorrow at 8 o'clock against C. Milton Wright for the state semifinal. Their record's now 16-0. they're nationally ranked, and they have nationally ranked recruits going to college next year. It's just a awesome group, and it's so nice for Carroll County to get recognition for their sports, and I want to wish them good luck in the next two games. It gets hard, and hopefully they're going to be okay. And the other thing I wanted to mention, on Tuesday night, I'm going down to Anne Arundel County to a private residence to talk with John Smith. And John Smith was the Oklahoma State coach, an Olympian, a national champ. And it's interesting, I will not mention this on Tuesday, but Congressman Jim Jordan beat him in the NCAA finals the one year. Probably John Smith had Jim Jordan's number 3 or 4 matches in a row prior to that, but that night Jordan beat him, and it was interesting, probably at Martin's Westminster. Mr. Jordan, Congressman Jordan, and my son and my wife and me talked to him and his wife about how it felt to win nationals in beating what was considered the best wrestler in the country at that point in time. We just had Mother's Day, and congratulations to everybody that had a good family day. Boys and Girls Club, several of us went to their awards program, and it gets me. It's a great program. Boys and Girls Club of Carroll County is a great group, but the kids at that night, I think if I said hi on the stage, they'd cheer. They just get so excited about everything. It's just awesome to see them, and that group just does a great thing with kids. We mentioned Preakness, and yeah, that's Saturday, and the post-selection was great. What a facility down at Guinness, and what a group of people, a big cross-section. Some very, very famous horse people and some not-so-famous horse people.
Like us, yeah,
What's that?
like us.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
us. I was going to say next. Some very famous politicians and ones that are not so much.
Like us.
So it was a good evening. Transit Advisory, we had that meeting, and good meeting as always, and they're evaluating stuff and doing their due diligence. Cabinet was a great meeting this week. I want to thank all the directors and everybody that comes to that and updates everything. The budget, knock on wood, we still have May 22nd to get it approved, but we don't need to meet next Tuesday. And this past Tuesday, we actually approved the budget 5-0, which I don't remember the last time that's happened in Carroll County. So it's nice to see us all play well together. Thank you, guys. Ag Center Board went to that meeting. That's an awesome group, too, and a lot of things going on. Speaking of the Ag Center, today from 11:30 to 1:30 is Employee Appreciation Day there, and that's a great event, and just one of the many, many events. Ag Center is really getting so booked, it's hard for them to add anything. Drug court graduation, guys mentioned. FFA Westminster Banquet. The three of us went to that. That was awesome. We did some photo moments with the kids. Ed McNett and Aaron Guyman, they just do great with these kids and give them so many opportunities, and that they wouldn't otherwise have. And a lot of these FFA kids are also 4-H kids, and you see them both places getting awards, and particularly with Mr. McNett. Carroll County Career and Tech and the 4-H kids and the FFA kids, I don't know if people realize how many go to national level competitions from these groups, and it's just the experience they get's awesome. Went to Opioid Prevention Coalition for it's actually an hour and a half. They finished quickly this time. They're doing that virtual live, a hybrid thing, and it's a great group and great updates from everybody. This Saturday is Hampstead Day, Main Street Hampstead, and I'm going to have a canopy or two there. And I just want to share, if anybody wants to stop by, set up a table, put stuff in my area, I've got plenty of room and would love to have some more information there for the people. On Sunday, Evan French is having his Eagle Scout ceremony at the American Legion in Hampstead, and that'll be awesome to see all that happen. We mentioned carnivals coming up, and it's so important. I don't want people to get so much into the county paid EMS to forget that we got a lot of volunteers and a lot of volunteer fire companies that need our help and our donations, and the carnivals is one way to do that. And then lastly, we also have high school graduations coming up, community college graduation, Gerstel, McDaniel, and congratulations to any families involved in that. And it's a great ceremony if you attend any of them. So thank you guys for the comments, and now Commissioner Guerin wants to share a proclamation with us.
I do. Next week is National Emergency Medical Services Week, so we've got some folks here. If you don't mind coming up and having a seat, gentlemen. National Emergency, I'm going to go ahead and read the proclamation and we'll get started. National Emergency Medical Services Week is next week, so it's May 18th to May 24th, 2025. Is that right? Emergency Medical Services, EMS, are a vital public service, and the members of the EMS teams are ready to provide life-saving care to those in need 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Access to quality emergency care significantly improves the survival and recovery rates of individuals who experience sudden illness or injury. And EMS also fills healthcare gaps by offering important out-of-hospital services, including preventive medicine, follow-up care, and access to telemedicine. The EMS system is made up of first responders, emergency medical technicians or EMTs, paramedics, emergency medical dispatchers, firefighters, police officers, educators, administrators, pre-hospital nurses, and emergency physicians. And members of the EMS teams, whether career or volunteer, engage in thousands of hours of specialized training and continuing education to enhance their life-saving skills. And the theme for the 51st anniversary of EMS Week is EMS Week, We Care for Everyone. It is fitting to recognize the value and accomplishments of EMS providers by designating a special week as Emergency Medical Services Week. So now, therefore, we, the Board of Carroll County Commissioners, do hereby proclaim May 18th to May 24th as Emergency Medical Services Week. So thank you, gentlemen, for joining us. Pretty poignant week for us, considering the steps and all the advances that the county's made in this particular area. So,
Yes.
Welcome, Chief Robinson.
Yes, good morning, and we thank the commissioners for honoring us in this EMS week. With me this morning, I have Lieutenant Michael Karolenko, representing the Carroll County professional firefighters and paramedics. I have Assistant Chief Eric Zaney, who is our Chief of EMS, and we also have Rick Baker from the Mount Airy Volunteer Fire Company, who is our Chair of the Emergency Services Advisory Commission. And EMS, We Care for Everyone is the theme of EMS Week this week. And EMS Week goes back to 1974 when President Gerald Ford proclaimed the first EMS Week. And we recognize in EMS Week not just our pre-hospital providers, but the fact that this is an entire system, which involves everyone starting with our great 911 system. I believe Valerie's here with us also today. And it begins with our 911 and the pre-arrival instructions that they provide and their ability to categorize our calls and dispatch the correct resources. It's notable that just 2 short years ago in Carroll County, we struggled every day just to have enough ambulances to serve the citizens when we had a different mode of operation. And essentially, through the efforts of you all, the commissioners, we have created a outstanding system that is very rapidly being recognized across the state. Now we have 16 24/7 advanced life support transport ambulances, 3 ALS chase cars, and through your efforts, we hope to upgrade them to supervisory level. Just last week in Carroll County, we became the 270th jurisdiction in the country to provide pre-hospital blood. And what that means in terms of life-saving is really tremendous. We now have on our 3 chase car units, units of blood that will provide immediate transfusions in the field for both medical and trauma emergencies. We've had a lot of training for that and a lot of coordination, and I thank Chief Zaney for that. We're also moving in other directions with our system, and it continues to be a partnership with both our volunteer providers as well as our career providers working together. Something else that I'd like to announce to you all is Chief Zaney has received notification that he's receiving a governor's appointment to be a member of the State Emergency Medical Services Advisory Committee. And the fact that someone from Carroll County would be elevated to that position, that's a unique group that advises on EMS matters, and he'll be representing our metropolitan fire chiefs on that group, so we congratulate him for that. So we thank you for your efforts. Next Wednesday, we're going to have an event over at Texas Roadhouse. Back in March, a patron there suffered a cardiac arrest. They had an AED in the restaurant. Immediately, their employees began CPR. They called 911, who provided instructions. There happened to be a county sheriff's deputy on the scene that jumped right in. Our crews arrived and performed advanced life support. And as a result of the team efforts, the patient was discharged several days later from Carroll Hospital Center, and they're doing well, and they reside in Fairfax, Virginia. So we're going to have a press event and bring everybody together and recognize the efforts of the crews that were involved. So every day we are out there on the streets 24/7 responding to the emergencies. And again, none of this would be possible without the efforts of each of you. So we thank you for your continued support, and we're honored to be here today as you all present this proclamation.
Well, thank you all very much for what you do, and God bless you for doing it. And Chief, I was wondering if you could say a few more words about the pre-hospital blood program, because that really is that really is an important thing. That really is a cutting-edge thing for us in this county and across the county, or the country as well. So,
Yes, so I'm going to defer to Chief Zaney for that, because he's our resident expert, and he's the impetus behind the program.
and congratulations, Chief, by the way.
Thank you, appreciate it. So the pre-hospital whole blood program, we are actually the 5th in the state of Maryland. It's including the Maryland State Police. Dr. Kemp had a vision that the outcome of our trauma patients, our postpartum hemorrhage, our GI bleeds in the field medical-wise, we would have a opportunity to provide them with the best case scenario of saving lives in the field, and that's whole blood. With the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan and the studies coming out of there with the potential of how great whole blood is, we knew we had to get it within the county, especially a rural county still in the metro area. So we have 3 units, like the chief said. They are spread out in each one of the locations throughout the county, so they're rapidly accessible anywhere within our county, and we can get a second unit of blood there within minutes. That there is going to be life-saving. The quicker that we can get whole blood in, the better these folks have with survival and getting discharged from the hospital. So that's the #1 priority that we were looking at. And we had a small group, and I'll be remiss not to say it, but I had put together a team of younger paramedics. Actually, all 3 of them are under the age of 25. Two of them graduated from the University of Medical Center Baltimore through their paramedic program. And I tasked those three with the development of this whole blood program under the direction of Dr. Kemp and I, modeling the other agencies around us so that everything would work seamlessly. If we were working with Howard County on a call, everything works. We work with Maryland State Police, everything works. So the goal was just that continuum of care. Those three individuals, Anthony Kavanaugh, Chris Petrie, and Chloe Nevedov, really is who pulled this program forward. 7 months they had it up and running, where most programs took about 2 years. So you talk about three hard chargers, we had them here, and they're here in Carroll County. So to have that caliber of younger paramedics here speaks volume for the program that we're putting together here at the county. So I'm extremely proud of not only what we've done here at Carroll County Department of Fire and EMS in just a short period of time, in emergency medical services, but to see three younger providers step up to the plate because they believe in what we have going on here in the county, pretty impressive. So hope
That is, yep, that is awesome, and thank you for sharing that.
absolutely.
Thank you guys for all you do, and this is a good thing to highlight it. And are you guys willing to stand with us for a photo?
Sure.
You guys in the back. We wouldn't be here without you guys.
Kenny's walking away.
I know. We good? Can you see us?
Yeah, I mean,
We're in. Photoshop me, I'd like to be here.
oh, I'm on it. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Okay, next item, spending authority, Prime Care Medical, Inc. for the Sheriff's Office.
Good morning to you both.
Good morning, everyone. The Office of Procurement in cooperation with the Carroll County Sheriff's Office requests your approval to spend up to but not to exceed $58,929.08 to Prime Care Medical, Inc. for catastrophic billing and related medical expenses incurred through March 2025 for Carroll County Detention Center incarcerated individuals for the current contract year. Prime Care Medical, Inc. is an approved term contractor. The county currently piggybacks the contract for Prime Care Medical, Inc. utilizing Cecil County's RFP that was competitively bid. The funds are approved in the FY25 budget.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Morning.
This is just to cover our most recent pass-through billing for all of the outside medical care not covered by what the staff from Prime Care does within the walls of the detention center. So just looking for your approval to go ahead and authorize this.
Motion to approve the spending authority for catastrophic billing and related medical expenses incurred through March 2025 to Prime Care Medical Incorporated in the amount of $58,929.08.
Second.
I have a motion, a second. Any further questions, discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Now we're going to talk about cohort instructional program at Carroll Community College.
The Office of Procurement in cooperation with Department of Human Resources, Carroll County Sheriff's Office requests your approval to renew the contract with Carroll Community College for the cohort instructional program in the amount of $50,000. This program is for the Sheriff's Training Academy police entry-level training at the college. This current payment will be for up to 30 students to attend the program and acquire an AAS degree in law enforcement after the successful completion of the program and 5 specific general education courses taught at the academy facility. The program was initially approved in 2019 with an ongoing contract which remains in place until terminated. Therefore, this request is for the yearly contract renewal. This amount is approved in the FY25 budget.
Good morning, Commissioners. So as he mentioned, this is our ongoing. Part of the program, I'll just briefly explain, it covers a lot of things. Our recruits, and as you all know, they graduate with AAs upon the academy graduation, but they are considered Carroll students. Our instructors are considered Carroll instructors. We are able to utilize their Canva and do everything for our whole academy, for testing, classwork, et cetera. So it's been a great partnership ever since we started, and it allows them to also get the AA as they go through. So this covers a lot of different moving pieces. For example, all of the transcripts go to their registrar's office. They go through, review, check everything so that everyone can earn. So it's a lot of moving pieces covering all of that work for the whole time for the class every year.
Do the other jurisdictions take advantage of Carroll Community College through, I mean, they pay on their own from the jurisdictions, but do they?
So it's part of, so we charge tuition. There isn't a separate fee for it. So a part of the whole academy is that if you remember, everyone graduates with an AA, whether you're a Carroll County Sheriff's Office deputy or if you're from another jurisdiction participating in our academy. So they all would have walked across with
So
the AA
these funds are
for the whole program.
for the whole program,
Correct.
regardless of jurisdiction, regardless of where the candidate
Correct.
is coming from. And that's embedded in the tuition cost of the candidate going through the academy,
So we charge a tuition cost for the tuition.
of the
There's-
academy.
It's not, for the academy, correct?
Is there and so now, is there a different cost for the academy for, candidates from outside jurisdictions?
That is, anyone outside does pay a tuition,
Oh,
obviously.
so those that are inside do not pay?
Correct, because it's our staff doing.
Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry.
Yep. No, it's
I
all
was like,
good.
no, anyone that,
No,
yes.
that's clear.
we
Okay.
don't Charge
Thanks.
ourselves the tuition, but yeah, the other agencies pay a tuition for the academy,
Got
correct?
it.
Yes, sorry.
No, all good, thank you.
And it seemed like at graduation, not everybody got it because I assume some already had an AA, maybe?
It could depend, but I think if they got the blue cords, so it would all depend based on the registrar and all of the coursework and everything, depending what they have. But yeah, the intent is for everyone to graduate and have that with the AA.
Yeah, great.
Motion to approve the contract renewal of Carroll County Community College for the cohort instructional program in the amount of $50,000.
Second.
I have a motion, a second. Any discussion or questions? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, approval to purchase mobile radios and accessories for Carroll County Fire Departments.
Good morning.
Good morning.
The Office of Procurement Cooperation with the Department of Public Safety requests your approval to purchase mobile radios and accessories from Motorola Solutions, Inc. in the amount of $78,918. This purchase will be made utilizing the Metropolitan Washington Council of Governments contract 21-069. This amount is approved in the fiscal year 25 budget.
Good morning, Commissioners. The mobile radios that are currently in use as the base station radios at the 14 Carroll County Fire Departments, they're basically the ones that are at the watch desks that you see. They've been in service for many years. There are several that have started to experience operational issues. They are old X-Series radios. This purchase will upgrade them to Apex radios. The X-Series radios have been out of service and out of support for a very long time, not out of service, out of support for a very long time. They're at end of life. So this is simply to replace those with new radios.
Motion to approve the purchase of mobile radios and accessories from Motorola Solutions Incorporated in the amount of $78,918.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Now, mobile radios and accessories for Carroll Transit vehicles.
The Office of Procurement, in cooperation with the Department of Public Safety, requests your approval to purchase mobile radios and accessories from Motorola Solutions, Inc. in the amount of $211,276. This purchase will be made utilizing the MWCOG Contract 21-069. This amount is approved in the fiscal year 25 budget.
Commissioners, similar to the last procurement, the mobile radios that are installed in the Carroll Transit vehicles are actually even older than the ones that are at the fire stations. They've been in service for a very long time. This will take X-Series radios and bring them up to Apex radios, similar to the other radios. And it includes the appropriate accessories to get them installed as well.
How come so many? Is that,
There's one in each bus. So that's there's one in each bus, plus there's a couple base station radios, so at each vehicle. So that's the number of radios that are out there in use every day.
Motion to approve the purchase of mobile radios and accessories from Motorola Solutions Incorporated in the amount of $211,276.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Now, contract approval for insurance broker services.
Good morning to you both.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
The Office of Procurement, in cooperation with the Department of Management and Budget, requests your approval to award a contract for insurance broker services to Alliant Insurance Services, Inc. in the amount of $38,000. This purchase will be made via Montgomery County Contract 1136850 that was competitively bid. This amount is approved in the fiscal year 25 budget.
So this service is for the facilitation of the purchase of insurance policies for the fire station-owned property, vehicles, and liability coverage.
Motion to approve the contract for insurance broker services to Alliant Insurance Services Incorporated in the amount of $38,000.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Approval to sign a memorandum of understanding and accept grant funding for the 2025 Summer Youth Program.
Good morning to you both.
Good morning, Commissioners. Good morning. Denise Beaver, Director of Economic Development, and Heather Powell, our Manager of our Carroll County Workforce Development Program. So we're here today to get approval for a memorandum of understanding with the Division of Rehabilitation Services to accept the grant funding for the Summer Youth Program for 2025. And Heather can explain a little bit about it or answer any questions.
Certainly. So, Commissioners, for over 30 years, Carroll County Workforce has proudly provided summer youth employment opportunities for local youth, including those with disabilities, through our annual summer program. The 6-week program serves kids 16 to 21 who face barriers to employment due to having a disability. The program also includes cohort activities that focus on teamwork and professional development. Just to refresh you, under the Workforce Opportunity Innovation Act, DOORS is one of our core partners, and the act is all about serving those who have barriers to employment. So this is in line with that. This is a 2-year MOU where the county has typically served up to 50 youth in pass-through funding. We become the employer of record for youth that are working with local businesses. It's a great relationship. Businesses don't always have the funds to bring on extra youth in the summer, and we cover that through the funding through DOORS. This year's a little different. We're going to bring 10 of the students into our cohort where we're going to place them with our students that we have through other funding sources, and they will go through the summer enrichment program on Wednesdays.
Motion to approve the FY 2025 to 27 Memorandum of Understanding between Carroll County Workforce Development and the Division of Rehabilitation Services, as well as the associated grant funding to support the 2025 Governor's Summer Youth Connections and DORS Summer Youth Program.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thank you.
Before you take off, can you highlight the job fair once again
Oh, that we just had?
that you just had, the very successful?
It was, thank you for acknowledging that. We know that Maryland's been, our federal employees have been impacted, our residents, through the administration's layoffs and downsizing of federal agencies, and the state came together. They wanted, the governor challenged Maryland Workforce Association and the Department of Labor to host a statewide job fair. And Carroll County, through our ARPA funds, has a wonderful platform called Premier Virtual. We were able to do a statewide event. We had over 2,700 attendees. We had 70 businesses and other different departments to support people while they're looking for jobs. So it was incredibly successful.
2,700 through what
Job
period?
seekers.
Job seekers in just that one day.
In 2 hours,
May 1st, yeah.
yes.
2,700 folks in 2 hours.
Yeah, so this platform, we've been able to secure that with our ARPA funding. It's been changed how we can do recruiting. And, you know, a lot of our citizens leave the county daily to go to work. Federal jobs are concentrated in areas outside of our county. And when you're looking for a job, it's hard to go, you know, drive a couple hours to a job fair and then one here, one there. And we just thought this was a great platform to do that, and it proved successful. Our next big event, we're going to do a regional job fair on June 12th, and it'll be the same format. People can contact us, go through carrollworks.com to sign up, both employers and job seekers.
Yep. Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day, Commissioners.
Do you have any
You too.
public comment either here or the phone?
Commissioner, I have no one on the phone, sir.
Admin session open. Any commissioners have any thoughts, ideas for?
Nothing specific, but I did want to kind of go back to your comment about, and Priority Carol with Youth of the Year. You mentioned how the level of excitement with the kids, and I think the one thing for anybody that wasn't there, but should be a takeaway for everybody, didn't matter if you got an award or not. Didn't matter if you were recognized. Everybody was together. And I think, you know, we all got to, the three of us got to experience that very well that night. And I thought, what a powerful thing if we could somehow bottle that up and share that with everybody, because I think sometimes we get a little too either self-focused or we get split up as a community or as whatever group. And it's like, you know, here's a group of kids from various backgrounds, various circumstances, but they're all there collaboratively. And I just thought that was incredibly powerful. So I just wanted to mention that.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I appreciate that, because I walked away, you know, with my head up.
Yeah.
And it was exciting, and two words that the kids, you know, were saying over and over again was participation and acceptance.
Absolutely.
And it was powerful. It was, yeah, because, I mean, that one young lady, the video, where she would be. if
Absolutely, yeah.
Boys and Girls Club did not inject themselves. I mean, there are some dark situations for a lot of these kids, and our Boys and Girls Club in this county, I mean, they just, participation and acceptance. I mean, I'm fortunate with my kids, but I mean, there's a lot of kids that are, and you've, you know, been on the board and stuff, and you've seen it. Yeah, I walked away very positive thinking, so I appreciate you bringing that back up.
And it's amazing, if we don't watch it, we take it for granted, but if you visit any of their facilities or any of their classes, much less that night there. What they do is so positive for mental health. They do leadership, they do academics, they do a lot of other stuff, but the acceptance, it's just, you just have to wonder how many problems we'd have if they didn't exist and be doing what they're doing, I'm glad you brought it up. That was awesome, yep. Anything else, guys? Agenda.
That's a good note to leave it on.
Morning, Wanda. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Morning, Wanda.
Okay, Monday, May 19th, shows nothing. On Tuesday, May 20th, Planning and Zoning Commissioner Gordon, at 9 a.m. Veterans Advisory Meeting, Commissioners Gordon and Kyler at 2 p.m. On Wednesday, Carroll Community College Board of Trustees meeting, Commissioner Kyler. And for myself, more than this, I think I'm doing a tour there prior to this, but I need to check my calendar and make sure I show up on time. 5:30 p.m. Historical Society, Commissioner Gordon. 7 p.m. ESAC, Commissioner Guerin. 7 p.m. a virtual solar hearing for Fannie Dorsey Road, Commissioner Kyler. On Thursday, closed admin at 8 a.m., 9 a.m. open session, Priority Carroll, comment letter for Tonytown annexation, change to ordinance employment campus zoning district, Department of Management and Budget, adopt the budget.
There shouldn't be any public comment on that.
Say again?
There shouldn't be any public comment on that.
Correct, yes, that one should say no public comment. Yes, thank you. Cisco phone system replacement, Vista Protect add-on service, additional work associated with replacement of water service laterals within the Freedom District service area, public comment, admin open, agenda review. At 6:30 is the 10th Annual Drug Overdose and Prevention Vigil. Commissioner Gordon and Kyler, and just a great event, and you talk about another positive experience.
Yeah, I
to see
think I'm
those
also
families that
on
have
that,
their
so,
losses.
yeah.
It's just, it makes you think.
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday show nothing. On Sunday, May 25th, Commissioner Guerin has the podcast. Monday, May 26th, county offices are closed for Memorial Day. 9 a.m. Hampstead American Legion Memorial Day event on Main Street, Commissioner Kyler. Tonytown Memorial Day ceremony and parade, Commissioner Vigliotti. On Tuesday, shows no activities. Wednesday, Carroll Community College reception at 2 p.m., Commissioners Gordon, Kyler, and Rothstein. Carroll Community College commencement at 3 p.m. At 7 p.m., Carroll County Public Library Board of Trustees, Commissioner Guerin. At 7 p.m., Gateway graduation, Commissioner Kyler. On Thursday, closed admin at 8 a.m., open session at 9 a.m., Priority Carroll, Board of Health. And that did not change schedule, right?
Right, that's,
Approval additional cost, 2 well-mounted bunk beds for the sheriff's office, medical director for Department of Fire and EMS, Tonytown annexation, change to a payment schedule for Controller's Office, recovered materials processing agreement for Public Works, Solid Waste, recovered materials operations and transfer agreement renewal, again for Solid Waste, solid waste disposal agreement renewal. Public comment, admin open, agenda review on Friday, Sykesville Rotary Flags for Heroes, Commissioner Rothstein. Saturday shows no activity, and Commissioner Rothstein has the podcast.
Are those bunk beds something we should know about for the sheriff?
I don't
mean,
know. I don't know.
I mean, just
Yeah, yeah.
saying. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I don't know.
At least they're not water beds. That would be really
How 1990 of you, Mr. Burke.
Good.
Are they even still a thing?
Wanda, could you add on Memorial Day? I'll be at the Westminster Memorial Day Parade. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Is anybody interested in a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, guys.